I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we'll try to understand the magnitude of radian measure. Now if I tell you 90 degrees or 100 degrees or 120 degrees, you exactly know what the angle is. But since we have just introduced radians, it is difficult to visualize how much is 1 radian, how much is 2 radians, how much is 4 radians. So this question will help you visualize the angles given in radian. Question here is, determine the quadrant where the angle terminates. So we are given 4 different values, all are in radians. First one is 4 radian, second is 7 radian, C is minus 25 pi over 7, and D is minus 11 pi by 12. So you need to draw the angle and then say in which quadrant will the angle terminate, right? When placed in standard position, let me add that also. It should be written here, when placed in standard position, right? So when we say standard position, we mean that the initial arm is along the positive x-axis, right? So the initial arm is right there for you. That's your initial arm. Vertex is at the origin. Now, so that is the question for you. So you can now pause the video, copy the question answer, and then look into my suggestion. So what we are expecting from you is to draw the angle and then figure out in which quadrant will you have the terminal arm, right? Now 4 radians, how will you draw that angle? Don't convert it to degrees and then draw. That's the whole idea, right? Remember one thing, that is 1 radian is pi, right? One radian, when we say radian is being measured in pi, right? So what is the value of pi? Remember pi. So pi is 3.14 radians. So that is kind of relation, right? You know pi is 180 degrees also. Well, we know pi is 180 degrees also. But what we are trying to say here is that 3.14 radian is half circle, correct? Now that helps to visualize when the numbers are given to us. 4 radian means more than 3.14, right? Do you understand? So if you are seeing this coordinate plane, then you can actually get an idea that when we write 0 here and pi here, then it means 3.14 radian, right? So 2 pi will be twice this, which is 6.28 radians, right? Now it will be easy for you. Half of this and half of that you can place there, correct? So around, like say 1.6 is here. Let's say approximately you can see 1.6. Likewise, you can add 1.6 to this number. So say 4.7 is on this side. Well, these are very approximate values. So these should help you to figure out where the terminal arm should be, right? Now let's take the case of 4 radians. Now 4 radians is slightly more than 3.14 but less than this value. So we are expecting that to terminate here. So we say this is terminating in quadrant 3. Do you understand? Now let us take up the next one, which is 7 radians. Now 7 is more than 6, right? So it should be terminating somewhere in quadrant 1, right? So it will be somewhere here. So that will terminate. So this 7 means it will go through one full circle and then come. That is 7 radians, correct? So that will terminate in quadrant 1. Perfect. Now let's look into the angles given in fractions. So when we say that it is minus 25 pi over 7, what does that mean? Now that means how many pi are there? So if I divide this by 7, I get minus 7 times 3 is whole, so 3 whole, right? And then you're left with 4 pi by 7. You can write this as a mixed number. Minus indicates that you're moving in clockwise direction. So let me start from here. So 1, 2, right? So and then third circle, so 3 holes. So that is 3 holes. Then 4 out of 7 pi. That means this pi is divided into 7 portions. So more than 3.5 will be here, right? So this is divided into 7 portions and you go to the 4th one, right? So pi has 7 portions. You're going to the fourth, which is more than half of that. So you land up here. So that is where you're going to land. So you are in quadrant 3. Do you understand? So that is how you can figure out in which quadrant you are going to be in such cases. Now let's look into the last example, which is again I've taken purposely with minus. So we'll go clockwise. Minus 11 pi by 12. Now this pi is divided into 12 portions, out of which we are going to 11. So that means we are going from here to kind of here. Do you see that? So that is minus clockwise, and this is landing in quadrant 3. Right? So that is how you can figure out in which quadrant the terminal arm will terminate, right? So I hope that helps you to visualize the angles and perform better. Thank you and all the best.